We all sort of picture that perfect beach day, don't we? The sun, the waves, just total relaxation. But if you just leave it to chance, you could easily end up gritty with sand, maybe a bit sunburnt, fending off seagulls.
That's so true.
Yeah.
A really great beach day. It's not usually an accident. It takes some thought, some actual planning.
Right.
So today, our mission is basically to give you the blueprint. Turn that simple trip into something really smooth, really relaxing.
Okay, so we've dug into a pretty comprehensive guide here. We're pulling out the stuff you really need to know, maybe some surprising details, before you even think about packing the car.
Exactly.
Let's start with the absolute make or break factor, the planning, checking the forecast. What's the one thing people usually miss?
Well, everyone looks for sun, obviously, and temperature. Like 79 degrees Fahrenheit, that's around 26 Celsius. That's kind of the sweet spot. Warm, but not blistering hot.
Okay.
But the real silent killer of a good beach day, it's the wind.
The wind. Yeah, I always seem to forget about that until I'm actually there and it's whipping sand everywhere.
Precisely. Strong wind is just miserable. It gets sand in your eyes, your food, everything. And it makes you feel way colder than it actually is. That wind chill effect.
Right, even if the sun's out.
Yeah. So our research suggests you're looking for just a light breeze, ideally like 5 miles per hour, maybe less, just enough to keep you cool, but not enough to turn your towel into a sail.
That's a really specific, helpful number. Okay, so weather's looking good. Next up, choosing the beach itself. Seems like there are two main types, right? Convenient and crowded, or quiet and maybe a bit more remote.
That's pretty much the trade-off. Amenities versus solitude. The popular beaches, the ones near towns, they offer loads of convenience. You've got restrooms, snack bars.
Lifeguards, that's a big one.
Huge, especially for families. Trained lifeguards are critical. So, generally safer, easier access.
But the flip side is often crowds, maybe a bit of noise. And I'd argue maybe the biggest convenience isn't even the snack bar, it's parking. Trying to find parking near a popular beach can just kill the mood before you start.
That's a great point. Easy parking can make or break the whole beginning of the day. Then you have the other option. The quieter, maybe natural beaches, often in state parks or national parks. You get that peace, the beautiful scenery. But you got to be self-sufficient. Fewer people means fewer, or usually zero, facilities, and almost certainly no lifeguards.
Gotcha. Okay, so location sorted. What about timing? When's the best time to actually go?
Well, it depends what you want. If you're after pure peace, maybe a quiet walk, early morning is golden, say 9:00 a.m.-ish.
Before the crowds hit.
Exactly. It's almost empty. The sun's weaker too, less intense.
Okay. But if you actually want to swim?
Then you probably need the afternoon. Noon to maybe 4:00 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when it's busiest, and hottest. But the water's definitely warmest then. Best for swimming.
And then there's that sort of magic hour, isn't there? Late afternoon, evening.
Oh, absolutely. The crowds start thinning out, the air cools down a bit, the light gets really soft and beautiful.
Perfect for sunset watching.
You get amazing colors reflecting on the water. It's a really special time.
Okay, so we've planned the when and where. Now let's talk about what to actually bring, the essentials. Not just a towel, but the right towel, maybe.
Yes, let's upgrade the basics. Think of this as the essential beach toolkit.
All right, item 1, the towel. We all bring one. What makes a towel a good beach towel? Is it just size?
Size matters, yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to be big enough to lie on comfortably and dry you off. But material is key too. Forget those heavy cotton bath towels. Think quick dry microfiber. They're lighter, they dry super fast, and crucially, sand just shakes right off them. You won't bring half the beach home with you.
Smart. Okay, item 2, sunscreen. Total non-negotiable. We know we need it. Apply before leaving, reapply often. But why is the beach sun so much more, dangerous than park sun?
Reflection. Simple as that. Sand and water bounce UV rays back at you.
Yeah.
So you're getting hit from above and below. It basically doubles your exposure.
Wow. Okay.
So high SPF, obviously. And reapply constantly, every couple of hours or definitely right after you swim. It's your best defense against cutting the day short because you're fried.
Right. Next, hydration, water. Simple, but critical. You're sweating out there, even if you don't feel it.
Absolutely. You really need to make yourself drink water regularly. Don't wait till you feel thirsty, because dehydration can creep up fast and make you feel awful.
And you mentioned a tip people overlook.
Cash. Bring some cash. Lots of little beachside places, snack stands, rental spots. They might be cash only. You don't want to miss out on an ice cream or a cold drink because your card doesn't work.
Good point. And our phones, cameras, how do we keep them safe from sand and water? Those are the enemies.
You need to seal them up. A proper small dry bag is best, one of those hard shell ones maybe. But even a sturdy Ziploc bag, like a freezer bag, works in a pinch.
Because sand gets everywhere.
Everywhere. It's so fine it gets into ports, buttons. It's abrasive. Protect your tech. It's worth it.
Okay, so we've arrived. Maybe we've walked over those sand dunes, the grassy little hills that protect the coast.
Really important ecologically.
And then you get that first big reveal. You see the ocean stretching out.
Ah, that moment. That's when your senses just take over, isn't it? You hear the waves instantly relaxing, that rhythmic sound.
And the seagulls.
Yeah.
Very distinct call.
Yep. And that smell. Clean, fresh, salty air. It's like a switch flips in your brain. Stress just starts to melt away.
So we're on the sand now, looking for the perfect spot. And this is where people make that classic mistake, right? Setting up too close to the water.
Oh, yeah. The tide crap. You set up your blanket, your chairs, everything looks fine.
And a few hours later, a wave washes over your book and your bag.
Exactly. Because the tide comes in. It's predictable, but people forget. High tide will happen later in the day.
So how do we avoid getting soaked? What's the tide rule?
You need to read the beach. Look up the beach away from the water. You'll usually see a line, might be damp sand, maybe a little row of seaweed or shells.
Ah, the high tide line from the last cycle.
Precisely. That marks how high the water came previously. Set your stuff up behind that line. Well behind it, just to be safe. Then you'll stay dry all day.
That is such a practical, useful tip. Saves a lot of grief. And speaking of setting up, etiquette matters too, right?
Definitely. You lay down your towel, you claim your space, but be mindful. Leave a good amount of room between you and the next group. Give people space to relax. Nobody likes feeling packed in.
For sure. Okay, we're settled. Now the fun stuff. Activities. On the sand first. What are the options besides just lying there?
Well, there's relaxing, like reading, listening to music, or you can get a bit more active, meditative even, like beachcombing, looking for seashells.
Where's the best place to look for shells?
Focus on the swash zone. That's the area right where the waves wash up and then pull back. The water sorts and deposits the best finds right there. It's actually really calming, just walking along, scanning the sand.
Nice. And for the more architectural types, sandcastles.
Classic. But key tip, you can't build with that dry, fluffy sand up by your towel. It just collapses.
Right, you need the wet stuff.
You need that packed, wet sand, usually down closer to the water line. That's what holds its shape. That's how you build proper towers and walls, maybe even a moat.
Keeps the kids busy for hours.
Or the adults.
Hey.
And if you're playing games like frisbee or catch, that soft sand is great. Much safer if you take a tumble diving for the ball.
Good point. And kites. Beaches are perfect for kites, aren't they?
Ideal. You've got that steady ocean breeze, lots of open space. Perfect conditions.
Okay, what about renting gear? Sometimes you don't want to lug everything.
Right. Especially at those popular beaches with concessions. Umbrellas are a big one.
Essential, really, for shade.
Totally. Creates that vital shady spot during peak sun. Lets you stay longer without getting roasted. Beach chairs, too, keeps you off the sand, makes reading easier.
And then the more active rentals. Paddle boards, kayaks.
Yeah, stand-up paddle boarding, or SUP, is huge now. Kayaks, too. Great way to explore a bit from the water.
Important safety note here, I assume.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Any rental place offering water gear like that must provide a life vest. And you must wear it. No exceptions.
Right. Which brings us neatly to water safety in general. This is super important.
Paramount. Rule number 1. If possible, always swim where there's a lifeguard on duty. They're scanning the water constantly. They know what to look for.
And they use those colored flags, right? What do they mean?
It's a simple system, usually universal. Green means go well, swim. Conditions are calm, it's generally safe.
Yellow.
Yellow means caution, be aware. Maybe there's some waves, maybe a bit of a current. Don't go out too deep, be careful.
And red.
Red means stop, danger. Beach close to swimming usually means serious hazards like strong rip currents.
What are rip currents exactly?
They're powerful, narrow channels of water pulling away from the shore back out to sea. Very dangerous if you get caught in one. So obey the flags. Always.
Okay. And never swim alone, right? The
Not-
buddy system.
Always. Always have someone with you, watching out for each other. It's just basic common sense.
And dealing with waves. I've heard you shouldn't turn your back on the ocean.
Never turn your back. Waves can be unpredictable. A bigger one can sneak up on you. If you see a big wave coming, don't try to jump over it or stand against it. The best move is to dive under it. Let the energy pass over you.
Got it. Dive under. Okay, safety covered. What about exploring the natural side of things? You mentioned tide pools.
Yes. If you're at a beach with rocky areas, Low tide is exploration time. That area between high and low tide marks, the intertidal zone.
That's where the pools form.
Exactly. When the tide goes out, water gets trapped in depressions in the rocks, creating these amazing little natural aquariums. You might find tiny crabs, snails, maybe sea anemones, sometimes even small starfish.
Cool. Can we touch them?
Best not to.
Yeah.
The rule is, look, don't touch. Observe, appreciate, but leave the wildlife undisturbed in its habitat.
Right. And besides tide pools, what else can we look for when beachcombing?
Keep an eye out for interesting rocks, different types of seaweed, and sea glass.
Ah, yes, sea glass, that frosted glass.
Yeah, it's basically old broken glass bottles, jars that's been tumbled smooth by the waves and sand over years, decades even. Comes in lovely greens, browns, sometimes clear, and if you're really lucky, maybe blue or red. Little ocean gems.
And the birds. You always see birds. Sandpipers.
Oh, the sandpipers are fun to watch. Those little guys running back and forth, playing tag with the waves.
And seagulls. They're ever-present seagulls.
Indeed. They're smart, adaptable birds. But here's a really crucial rule, a point of etiquette and conservation. Do not feed the seagulls.
Why not? Seems harmless.
It's actually really bad for them. Human food isn't healthy for them. Plus, makes them bold, even aggressive. They start associating people with easy food and can become a real nuisance snatching things. Just admire them from afar. Keep your food covered.
Good advice. Okay, speaking of food, the picnic. Essential part of the beach day for many. What's key here?
Cooler, absolutely essential. Needs to be a good one, packed with ice or freezer packs. Food safety is serious on a hot day. Bacteria multiply fast in the heat.
Okay, so keep things cold. What kind of food travels best?
Keep it simple. Things that aren't too messy. Sandwiches are classic. Refreshing fruit like grapes or melon slices. And snacks in individual bags.
Why individual bags?
Sand management. If you drop one baggie in pretzels, only that one is sandy.
Yeah.
You have one giant communal bag and it falls. Game over for the snack. It's just practical.
Smart thinking. And after the feast?
The cleanup rule. This is non-negotiable. Pack a trash bag, always. The goal is leave no trace. In fact, try to leave your little patch of sand even cleaner than you found it. Pack out everything you packed in.
Absolutely. Be a good beach citizen. So we've covered planning, packing, setting up, activities, safety, exploring. Why does putting in all this effort make a beach day feel so restorative?
I think it's a few things working together. There's the forced disconnection, right? You did to put the phone away more, be more present. Then there's the scale. Staring out at that huge ocean. It kind of puts your everyday worries into perspective, doesn't it? They seem smaller somehow.
It definitely does. It's a mental reset.
Exactly, a physical and mental reset. And you're often sharing it with people, creating memories. It's a deliberate choice to recharge.
Okay, let's boil it down. What are the absolute key takeaways for our listener planning their next beach trip?
Okay, number one, plan for success. Don't just hope for good weather. Check the wind. Aim for that light breeze, 5 miles per hour or less. Pack the right essentials.
2, safety first, especially in the water. Know the flag system. Know the tide rule for setting up. And always, always use the buddy system. Never swim alone.
3, engage with where you are. Look for shells in that swash zone. Explore tide pools carefully in the intertidal zone if you can. Be curious. Build that sandcastle.
And 4, be a good visitor. Leave no trace. Pack out all your trash. Protect your skin and gear. And please don't feed the wildlife, especially the seagulls.
Perfect summary.
Yeah.
And maybe a final thought to take with you. Think about that feeling at the end of a great beach day. That sort of pleasant exhaustion, the good tired feeling from the sun, the salt, the fresh air, maybe some swimming.
I know exactly that feeling.
How does that specific physical sensation, that sun-warmed memory, maybe impact your stress levels long-term compared to just, say, resting on the couch? Something to ponder until our next deep dive. Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, there's that one day every year that's supposed to be just for you, your birthday. It feels like such a basic human thing, right?
Yeah.
Celebrating life. But these days, it seems way more complex, you know, with social media, all the buying stuff, the psychology behind it. So today, we're not just going to give you like the words for asking for cake. Our mission is, well, it's deeper. We're digging into your sources to really explore the social side, the psychology, even the critiques of modern celebrations. We want to give you the full toolkit for talking about it all, the joy, the connection, And yeah, sometimes the pressure.
Exactly. We'll cover the basics quickly, the language essentials, but then we really want to jump into the analysis. Why do these rituals matter so much? So you don't just learn what to say, but you walk away with some real aha moments about something as simple as a birthday candle.
Okay, great. So foundations first, real quick. When you talk about the date itself, it's the anniversary of when you were born. So the grammar point is the preposition on. Someone asks, when's your birthday? You say, it's on October 25th. Simple, but you need it.
Right. And for age, it's the verb to be, I am 30, or I'm 30 years old. Usually just, I'm 30. But here's that cultural tip we talked about. Asking kids, fine. Asking an adult, point blank, how old are you? Can be a bit impolite in some places, like the US or UK.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's better to wait, let them bring it up, maybe.
Exactly. Or figure it out from context. It's a bit of a social dance.
Okay, so right away, we're seeing it's not just words, it's how you use them. Now, the actual stuff of a birthday, the cake, obviously.
Cake, chocolate vanilla, the centerpiece. And the candles, usually one for every year.
But it's the tradition around the candles that's interesting, isn't it?
Totally. Everyone gathers, sings happy birthday, that's the cue. Then make a secret wish.
And the big moment. Blow out all the candles in one go.
Yes, that single breath, that effort, that's what supposedly makes the wish come true. It's like a mini ritual right there.
Right. And then presents, gifts, usually wrapped up in bright paper.
And besides just thank you, which is essential, there's that other phrase, oh, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. It sounds a bit odd, but it's meant to show you really appreciate the effort or expense, especially if it's a generous gift.
It acknowledges the thought behind it. And that often comes with the birthday card.
The card, right. Folded paper, nice message inside. But the main event is those two words, happy birthday. Carries a lot of weight.
It really does.
Okay, let's shift gears. Planning the actual party. This is where it gets into social logistics, expectations.
Right, the hosting side. So the verb is to invite. The people you invite are your guests, and you send them an invitation, which absolutely has to have the date, the time, and the location, the basics.
Otherwise, no one shows up.
Yeah.
And then you need to create the vibe, the atmosphere.
Decorations are key. Balloons are probably the most common. Bright colors. And banners. Those long paper things saying happy birthday.
And music. You need a playlist, right?
Yeah.
To set the mood.
Definitely. But here's where the language gets a bit more subtle, describing the kind of party. This really helps manage expectations.
Okay, tell us more.
So if it's small, maybe just close friends, focused on good conversation, you'd call that a get-together.
Get-together,
Yeah.
right? It sounds relaxed, intimate.
Exactly. But if it's going to be big, loud, lots of energy, maybe for a big birthday, you'd call it a bash.
A bash.
Yeah.
Like, we're throwing a big bash for his 30th. Okay, that signals something different. High energy.
Totally. It tells people, expect loud music, maybe dancing, probably a late night.
And a third option.
A quiet celebration. Maybe just a nice dinner at home or with a partner. Often what people prefer as they get older or if they just want to avoid a big fuss.
Using those three get-together, bash, quiet, celebration, shows you really understand the social context. It's much better than just saying party for everything.
Right. And these distinctions become even more important for milestone birthdays.
Oh, yes, the big ones.
Yeah, like 16, 18, 21, then 40, 50, 60. These often get a bigger celebration, maybe that bash, or even a special trip somewhere unforgettable. They mark a real transition.
Speaking of transitions, life's full of them, not just birthdays. Let's widen the lens a bit. What about other celebrations?
Good point. Anniversaries are a big one, celebrating a specific date from the past. Most common is the wedding anniversary. And for that, the greeting is simple. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Got it. Does it apply elsewhere?
Yep. You can have a work anniversary too, celebrating how long you've been with a company. Same idea, marking time.
Okay. What about finishing school? Graduation.
Graduation, huge milestone. But here's a language trap your sources pointed out, which is really useful.
What is it?
You do not say happy graduation.
Really? Okay, what do you say?
You say congratulations. Congratulations is for achievements, successes. Finishing your studies is an achievement.
Ah, okay. So happy for things that just continue, like birthdays or anniversaries. But congratulations for finishing something or achieving something.
Exactly. It also works for getting a new job or having a baby. It marks a specific success. Using that correctly really makes you sound fluent.
That's a great distinction. What about when someone leaves, like a job, or moves away?
Right, the farewell party. It's a bit bittersweet, that one. You need slightly different language.
Yeah, not exactly congratulations, usually.
No, it's more about good wishes for the future. Things like, we'll miss you so much, or good luck with everything, or if they're going to a new job, I wish you all the best in your new role. It's supportive.
Makes sense. Supportive rather than purely celebratory. And before weddings, there's specific parties too, right?
Oh yeah, pre-wedding rituals. In the UK, it's the hen party for the bride-to-be and the stag party for the groom.
And in the US?
It's the bachelorette party for her and the bachelor party for him. Different names, same idea. One last big celebration with friends before the marriage. Another kind of transition ritual, really.
So many rituals. Which brings us to the big question. Why? Why'd we do all this? The cake, the cards, the parties. Let's get into the deeper reasons now. Yeah.
Okay, so psychologically, the number one reason is probably to mark a milestone.
Right. Not just counting years, but acknowledging a significant point in life.
Yep.
A change.
Exactly, a defined transition point. Turning 18, finishing university, getting married.
And this connects to something bigger, doesn't it? This idea from anthropology. Rites of passage.
Precisely. Rites of passage are these formal ceremonies found in almost all cultures that mark someone moving from one status to another.
So like graduation makes you move from student to graduate or professional in the eyes of society.
Yes. Or turning 21 might mark the transition from minor to legal adult. Birthdays, weddings, even funerals, they all structure our lives and help us in society process these big changes.
So the party isn't just for fun, it's actually doing important social work. And we usually don't celebrate these things alone, do we?
Almost never. That points to the other huge function, social bonding.
Sharing the good feelings.
Exactly. Sharing positive emotions together strengthens the connections between people. It builds community. It reinforces the group. There's actually a sociological term for that intense feeling you get in a group celebrating together, collective effervescence.
Collective effervescence. Wow, say more about that. Is that like the buzz you feel at a really great wedding reception when everyone's dancing and happy?
That's exactly it. It's that feeling of energy, harmony, connection that flows through a group sharing a common focus or emotion. It's almost electric. And sociologists argue it actually strengthens the social fabric itself. The ritual creates the feeling reinforces the value of the ritual and the group.
That's fascinating. So these celebrations are deeply important for us as individuals and as social groups. But okay, let's turn to the critique. Because it's not all smooth sailing in the modern world, is it?
No, definitely not. A major issue is the commercialization of it all.
Right. Turning these meaningful moments into reasons to spend money.
Which leads directly to consumer pressure. There's this unspoken, sometimes spoken idea that how much you care is shown by how much you spend on a gift.
Ugh, yeah. That can create so much stress and anxiety for people financially.
Absolutely. And that pressure gets amplified by social media, leading to what some call the performative celebration.
Performative celebration, meaning?
Meaning the event feels like it's designed more for an audience online than for the people actually there. The goal becomes getting the perfect photo, the likes, the comments.
Ah, okay. So the focus shifts from the real feeling of the moment to how it looks.
Exactly. The memory becomes the curated Instagram post, not the messy, authentic experience. It's all about the aesthetic presentation. And that puts enormous pressure on the host to create something flawless looking.
That's a really key point. When the look becomes more important than the feeling, something vital gets lost.
Yeah.
But people are pushing back, aren't they? There's a counter movement.
Yes, definitely. One big trend is valuing experiences over possessions.
So instead of a fancy watch, maybe a weekend trip together.
Precisely. People are choosing to spend money on creating shared memories, doing things together, rather than just accumulating more stuff. That shared experience is seen as more valuable.
And what about the DIY trend?
Right. Homemade and DIY, do it yourself. Baking the cake, making decorations, designing invitations yourself. It's a way to push back against the commercial pressure. It puts the value back on personal effort, time, and thoughtfulness, rather than just how much money was spent. It reclaims some of that authenticity.
Okay, good. Let's circle back to the party itself for a minute. We need some language for describing what actually happens at the party. Those colorful English idioms.
Yes. For the people there. You know that person who's always energetic, chatting, making everyone feel included?
Yeah, the one everyone loves having at their party.
That person is the life of the party. They just have a knack for it.
Got it. And the opposite. The shy person maybe standing back a bit?
That's a wallflower. You know, standing by the wall, observing but not really jumping in. A good host tries to gently draw a wallflower into things.
Right, because the host's job is to make everyone feel at ease.
Exactly. Relaxed, comfortable, not awkward. And they do that by making an effort to mingle.
To mingle.
Yeah.
Meaning moving around, talking to different people or groups.
Yep, not getting stuck in one corner. It all helps create the right ambiance, the overall mood or feeling of the place.
Okay, nice. What about idioms for actions, like having a really wild time?
If you go out and have a really big, fun, maybe slightly crazy night, you paint the town red.
Paint the town red. I like that one. Very visual.
It is. And if you need to relax, unwind, forget your worries after maybe a stressful time.
Yeah.
You need to let your hair down. Just be informal. Stop worrying. Have some fun.
Let your hair down. Okay, useful phrases.
Yeah.
Now let's think about our final point. How traditions themselves change. They aren't fixed, are they?
Not at all. They're constantly evolving, adapting to how we live now. Look at the rise of non-traditional celebrations, especially ones focused on what people call chosen family.
Chosen family meaning friends who feel like family.
Exactly, like Friendsgiving. It's huge in the U.S. now. People who can't travel to be with biological family get together with friends for a Thanksgiving meal. It creates a ritual for their chosen family unit.
That's a great example.
Any others? Valentine's Day. Heard of that?
Vaguely. It's near Valentine's Day.
It's February 13th, and it's specifically for celebrating female friendships, kind of a counterpoint to the romantic focus of Valentine's Day. Again, it's an invented tradition meeting a modern need.
So we're creating new rituals for new kinds of important relationships.
We are. And we also see cultural fusion everywhere thanks to globalization. Think about things like having a piñata at a kid's birthday party that's from Mexico, or throwing confetti, originally an Italian tradition. We borrow and blend things constantly.
Our celebrations become richer, more hybrid.
Definitely. So yeah, we've really gone on a journey here. From the absolute basics like cake and candles, through the social bonding, that collective effervescence idea, all the way to critiquing the commercial side and seeing how new traditions are popping up.
It's been quite the deep dive. And hopefully, by understanding the language at all these different levels, knowing a bash from a get-together, thinking about performative aspects, you can navigate these events with more confidence, more insight.
That's the goal.
So here's a final thought for you to take away, connecting all this back to your own life. Given how we see traditions evolving, these invented traditions like Friendsgiving gaining ground, focusing on chosen family, what personal, maybe non-traditional celebration could you invent? What meaningful moment in your life deserves its own unique ritual? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you find something wonderful to celebrate soon in whatever way feels right for you.